Imagine your new neighbors have invited you to dinner. Rich aromas fill the air, and wine and conversation are flowing freely.
He'll never forget to read the fine print again.
It's delicious, Bob. Thank you. I've never tasted anything like it.
Tell us, how do you make this?
Sure. First of all, you start with 3 pounds golden retriever, well marinated, and then you take
What did they say? Golden retriever?
Oh, I forgot. You are Americans with your love affair of dogs. But you look like you saw a ghost. I'm just kidding. That is nothing but plain old beef. What? You're not going to eat it now?
It's a bit hard to get that image out of my mind. Golden retriever, a dog, an animal on my plate. It's disgusting. It's not normal.
So I mean, I'm sure a lot of you can appreciate this. Obviously, the man in this film is an actor. But if this experience were to happen in real life, chances are his reaction would be exactly the same. His experience of the meat dramatically changed, even though nothing about the meat itself actually changed. So what changed was just his perceptions of the meat. And as vegan advocates, we recognize that perceptions of meat are illogical when it comes to eating animals. And we also recognize the role of perceptions. So we recognize that when people eat animals, typically there's a cognitive disconnect. What this means is that people don't make the connection between the meat on their plate and the living being it once was. When somebody is eating a cow, for instance, they're not having the image in their mind of the living animal. And because perceptions impact emotions, okay, the diner did not feel empathy. He did not feel disgust when he thought he was eating a cow because his perception created a gap in his consciousness when it came to eating the cow. And emotion drives behavior. Very often, what vegans do is we define the problem and we target the problem of distorted perception. We recognize that meat eaters' distortions of animals, so-called edible animals, are distorted. So this is where we focus on the problem. So for instance, how many of you have used this argument before? Would you eat your dog? If you wouldn't eat your dog, then why are you eating a pig? Did you know that pigs are as intelligent as dogs? Have you heard this before? Have you used this before? How does it work for you? Is it effective? Do people say, oh, you're right, I'm going vegan? It doesn't. Now, signs like this, Mercy for Animals, is a great organization in the United States, and they do a very good job of raising awareness. And when people are ready to take this information in, it can really help. But many people do not respond to only intellectual argumentation. They don't respond because their perceptions are not logical for a reason. The real problem, perceptions don't exist in a vacuum. They come from somewhere. The real problem is the belief system that drives the perceptions. The belief system that the diner had enabled him to see cows as edible, for instance, and dogs as inedible. And the belief system that shapes perceptions, it creates a wall of defenses that maintain these distorted perceptions. We can't change perceptions as long as the defenses are intact. So really, if we think about it, the diner was able to eat cows because he has a belief system that tells him that cows are edible, and that creates a cognitive disconnect and blocks his emotions.